The grand corridors of Buckingham Palace hide more than just deep-rooted history. They shroud secrets and whispers. Within these walls, a battle-bruised King Charles, heir of an ancient lineage, senses a betrayal close at hand. Camilla, his steadfast companion, seems embroiled in clandestine meetings. The backdrop is set. Will loyalty withstand an onslaught of ambitions and hidden agendas? Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. As shadows stretch long in the corridors, the silence is broken only by the distant echo of footsteps and the soft rustle of velvet curtains moving against the evening breeze. Whispers swirl like phantoms through those hollow halls, telling tales of great triumphs and terrible mistakes. Underneath the opulent chandeliers and commanding portraits of past monarchs, King Charles prowls, intensely aware of the mounting unease that wraps itself around him like a tightening cloak. His every movement carries the weight of tradition. The crown upon his brow feels both a burden and a protectorate. The walls themselves seem to close in, as if they too know what lies just beneath the regal facade. Camilla, the queen consort by his side, cultivates an enigmatic presence, her every glance a tempered calculation. She moves through these gilded rooms with a quiet grace, yet her eyes betray currents of thought too deep for words. Often she is seen engaging in covert and cryptic exchanges, a trail of musings left unspoken, but palpable in the charged air. Conversations behind closed doors, midnight musings in discreet corners, these form the backdrop of a much larger, impenetrable picture. Her charm is her armor, but her actions leave lingering questions. Who commands her subtle allegiance? The palace aides exchange furtive glances, their murmurs hushed yet sharply edged with suspicion. They speak of gatherings held under the cover of night, away from the weary eyes of the familiar. Meetings that harbor intents layered thick with intrigue, plotting carried out under a veil of secrecy, have become the newest tales passed along by those who wait in shadowy alcoves. Speculation stirs like embers fanned into flame, igniting an air charged with drought and promise. Fractures form in once solid alliances, as invisible lines are drawn across this regal battlefield. An undercurrent of tension pervades the atmosphere, hanging heavy and stifling. The grandeur of the palace, rather than offering shelter, feels like a stage set for silent battles and brewing discord. Every glance, every pause pregnant with unspoken narratives, seems to point towards a potential for upheaval, as if the very stones beneath them watch with bated breath. And then, in the dim glow of the chandeliers, a twist as sharp as the edge of a blade, King Charles receives a mysterious envelope, its mere presence speaking volumes. Within, a cryptic message hints at betrayal looming on his doorstep, shadowed traces of a deeper conspiracy clinging to it like a shroud. This cloak and dagger revelation strikes like a bell toll in the silent night, reverberating with foreboding clarity. As dawn breaks over Buckingham Palace, the truth remains concealed, but the whisper of an envelope portends unraveling secrets that could chart a tumultuous course. In the quiet corners of Fleet Street, a journalist with an unyielding thirst for truth holds the pen that could alter royal destinies. Without a name uttered, he becomes a phantom menace to a kingdom's harmony. What drives his narrative? And more importantly, who has summoned him? Silhouette against dimly lit walls, the journalist pores over a table buried in chaos, a tapestry of ripped pages and secret notes whispering truth louder than any clamor of fiction. His resolve is palpable, a beacon cutting through the fog of courtly deception. Each document leads like a breadcrumb through corridors of power, but it isn't just ink and rhetoric propelling him forward. An anonymous tip, like a glove enshrouding a dagger, directed his gaze toward the enigma of Prince William, unraveling a tale veiled in centuries of tradition and secrecy. Driven by a force that blurs the lines between ambition and obsession, his motivations dance in shadows cast by flickering candlelight. Is this a quest for personal glory, a vendetta masked as vocation? Or, perhaps, an ideology, pure in purpose like a sword honed to slice through the thickets of aristocracy? Each logical thread woven tight against the skin of reason is equally a string leading back to a concealed beginning, hinting at a chase more personal than public. He presses on, not just for print but for pride, for proof against a world draped in deception. Parallels emerge to the minds of those who have come before. painted as detectives in dim-lit thrillers unraveling high-stakes cases. He dissects leads, examines the anatomy of secrets with surgical precision, the line between investigator and storyteller merely a shimmer on water. The sound of pages turning resonates like a ticking clock, each tick urging him forth, deeper into the labyrinthine shadows of Windsor dynasties and their veiled past lives. Yet in this realm of echoes and unconfirmed whispers, a question looms large with the weight of ages. Who feeds him these tantalizing tidbits that dare to defy the sanctum of palace walls? Mysterious benefactors lurk behind veils of anonymity, their influence stretching across continents, and their motives as misty as morning fog. They beckon ancient ghosts of treachery and ambition, curiously watching as the journalist dances along their enticing breadcrumb trail. Suspense hangs like thunderclouds, with a promise of quivering tension yet to come. Who first approached this obstinate scribe amidst a whirlpool of hushed rumors? There's an intrigue here, a drama scripted on an international stage where motives wrap tightly around the royal fade and rattle windows not meant to tremble. Who holds the crucial thread to this tapestry of political melodrama, and to what end does it lead? The corridors echo with unspoken trepidation, as lines are drawn not on maps but in hearts and halls. Each stroke of his pen lays the groundwork for potential cataclysm, and as the plot thickens, one must wonder, is the scandal his masterstroke or an orchestration influenced by unseen puppeteers? In the silent pauses beneath each breath held in anticipation lies a truth much more volatile, a web spun wider than one man's quest. There is only forward now, and the kingdom holds its breath. In the gilded isolation of royalty, even a king may find himself ensnared by stories spun in confidences shattered. King Charles, battling with betrayal that cuts deeper than any unseen dagger, faces Camilla, once his solace. Now her actions prompt a crossfire of loyalty and love. The grand halls echo with silence as Charles stands opposite Camilla, the weight of unspoken words filling the space between them. Charles's eyes, once filled with adoration, now shimmer with disbelief and anguish. His voice, though steady, trembles with the ripple of 1,000 unasked questions. Trust seems like a fragile relic, crumbling under the onslaught of conspiracy's whispers. The sanctuary that was their bond now appears besieged by shadows. Shadows that sow seeds of doubt in the heart of the king. Camilla, a queen of steely grace, finds herself unraveling amidst the accusations. Her face, a portrait of pained sincerity, bears the turmoil of the tumultuous tides between confession and denial. Words tumble clumsily between them. A tearful plea emerges, yet whether this is an admission of flaws or the denial of presented betrayals remains shrouded in ambiguity. Charles's mind grapples with the tempest of emotions, as his reason teeters on a perilous edge. Once an anchor in the storm, Camilla now stands as a question he cannot answer. Her truth bound up in royal complexities that obscure transparency. The heavy mantle of their standing in the world adds a burden to their discourse, as the facade of regal perfection collides violently with raw human emotion. Their dialogue turns fervent, passionate, as defenses erode under the pressure. The walls that once saw joy and unity now witness the spark of doubt and mistrust growing into a conflagration. The arguments escalate, fueled by long-stifled frustrations and uncertain futures. Charles, torn between a title that demands certainty and a private longing for clarity, struggles to bridge the chasm that widens with every prickly exchange. Camilla, caught in the intertwining strands of love and legacy, searches for the stance that might redeem or release her. The specter of public perception looms large, mocking them with its unyielding judgment, whispering that tales of royal failures spread quickly, like wildfire across the lands they are sworn to protect. Amidst their divide, an epiphany surfaces. The brittle beauty of their relationship now gives way to the fear of abandonment. Each fierce word, once a testament to their bond, echoes with an uncertain future, a legacy teetering on the ledge of destruction. As the verbal exchange reaches an exhausted lull, the realization of their emotional entanglement metamorphoses into a grim reminder. The bond that once seemed indestructible now stretches thin, strained under the weight of sovereignty and secrecy. With sorrowful resolve, they part ways, leaving the chamber seeped in unresolved tension and ponderous thought. The shadows close in, embracing the silence left in their wake. And now, with the trust between them hanging by the thinnest of threads, Charles must ponder the decision of his lifetime. With a kingdom's weight hanging heavy, Charles must now decide whether to act on doubt or defend the honor of his crown against the storm he never saw coming. Like a spy novel unfolding in real life, the palace's heart throbs with secrets and hidden alliances. Who among them is complicit, and how deep does the conspiracy run? The air within the ancient stone walls hums with tension and unspoken questions. Beneath the regal facade, an intricate web of espionage begins to weave its grip, each thread tucked away from unsuspecting eyes. The halls, draped in opulence, now echo with whispers an unseen theater of observation and deceit. Voices hush to murmur as the night governance takes a darker turn, each shadow behaving as if alive, stretching across corridors with intent. The scent of betrayal lingers, electric and sharp. An alert has been raised, and the palace undercurrents churn with intrigue. Surveillance cranks into overdrive, each motion under unseen scrutiny, as unseen eyes meticulously catalog the patterns of lives once deemed ordinary. The investigation peels back a layer of calm, revealing palace officials covertly enlisting ears and eyes to spy on those whose alliances to Charles have slipped into question. Trust dissolving like ink in water. Surveillance within the palace cranks into overdrive as encrypted messages change hands, tracing paths through this labyrinthine world where loyalty can change with the passing of a glance or a whispered word in the dark. And yet, even as the tension heightens, unforeseen figures emerge from the woodwork, entangled in clandestine dance with the outside world. Connections with the journalist, once presumed innocent, now draw curious looks from the keepers of these regal secrets. Who among them meets under the canopy of night to conspire against the throne? These whisperings disclose unlikely partners whose acquaintance with forbidden knowledge could unearth ambitions long buried beneath the throne's weight. Is the crown itself perched on a precipice of lies? With each piece in place, deception seems orchestrated by those seated within the High Court's hallowed chambers. Who stands to gain should the throne falter? As secrets are sifted from the silken tapestry of courtly life, leaks appear to trace back to none other than the palace's upper echelons. These hidden adversaries, cloaked in the guise of loyalty, may yet wield the power to dislodge the mighty. Cryptic messages, fraught with code and covert intent, become golden keys in this silent war, a whispered legacy of rebellion against the known order. Some rooms are bugged, transforming gilded shelters into traps for the unsuspecting amid whispered threats and clandestine agreements. Information becomes currency. Every revelation is a brick added to this house of cards that must surely one day topple. So, as viewers tread these mysterious hallways of strategic deceit, the purse remains veiled. Who manipulates these threads of destiny, orchestrating shadows like a master puppeteer? And who, meanwhile, is but a pawn on this surreal chessboard? Each revelation threads the uncertainty through stronger ties, and though patterns emerge, intentions remain clouded, leaving doubt a steady companion. Just as the puzzle seems pieced with precision, a revelation threatens to refocus the investigation entirely, a stronger motive tangled with deeper histories. Every drama has its mastermind, but can the puppet master remain undiscovered forever? Behind these maneuvers, an obscure entity might hold the strings. Can King Charles unveil this figure before the kingdom is swayed irrevocably by shadows? The corridors of the palace resonate with whispers, the chilling kind that sends shivers down the spine of power. There's talk of an elusive figure cloaked in mystery, a specter watching with calculating precision from a place unseen. This shadow moves within the folds of power itself, crafting a weave so fine yet so frightfully potent that even the most astute eye finds difficulty in tracing its threads. Is it ambition alone that drives this unseen hand? Or is it a vendetta from the past simmering beneath the surface, threatening to boil over at any moment? The palace grounds, once a place of regal harmony, now tremble with a chaos so orchestrated that it seems planned by a maestro, each note perfectly discordant. Incidents, seemingly disparate, fall like dominoes in a sequence too deliberate to be mere chance. Beneath the glistening chandeliers and dazzling tapestries, anxiety trickles into conversations, flowing like a poisoned river through the veins of the royal household. Could it be that this manipulator seeks the crown itself, or perhaps something far more insidious, the kingdom's very soul? Whispers suggest Camilla receives clandestine messages, cryptic notes delicately inserted into her daily affairs, suggesting a dangerous liaison with this unknown malefactor. She, revered and scrutinized, stands at a precipice. Her association, whether real or fabricated, casts shadows of doubt onto her once unassailable poise. A seed of paranoia sprouts within the well-guarded walls, its roots snaking through minds that once knew no uncertainty. Loyalties fracture beneath its weight. Friends glance over shoulders with eyes that see enemies lurking in every silent corridor, each nodding head a potential turncoat. Trusted allies, once solid as stone, crack under suspicion. Who among them speaks truth, and who cloaks poison with honeyed words? In this atmosphere of doubt, King Charles finds himself alone in a crowd, a solitary king betrayed by silence and the symphony of deceit. Yet even shadows leave traces, and Charles, ever the vigilant sovereign, finds his path strewn with clues. A series of cryptic communications emerges, beckoning him deeper into the labyrinth from which few return. Each message, a puzzle piece, pulls him deeper down a rabbit hole filled with tangled mysteries and lurking threats. With every surveillance, every whispered conversation coaxed from lips trembling with fear or allegiance, the king sees a pattern in the pandemonium. But what if clarity itself is the true danger? Will uncovering the elusive puppeteer rally the kingdom or shatter it into chaos beyond repair? As Charles delves further into the rabbit hole, one must ask, will discovery bring clarity or usher in unprecedented upheaval? Unraveling conspiracies is akin to untangling webs where each strand tightens with every new discovery. As the layers peel away, revelations threaten to tear apart the very fabric of royal existence. Within deep shadows of opulent halls, whispers of discontent brew, echoing past ancient tapestries. King Charles, harried by unseen pressures, finds his once steady hand now trembling over ancient parchment. The ink is dark as the secrets it conceals. Each document unearthed reveals splinters in the kingdom's integrity, and with every curse-laden signature, Charles's unease deepens, the realization of an intricate plot clawing its way into his conscience. It becomes a descent into a maelstrom of doubts, as stories long buried claw their way to the surface. The tapestry of noble lineage begins to unravel, each thread a possibility as dangerous as it is damning. Secrets, vile and venomous, threaten to turn familial bonds into tinder for betrayal. Each revelation a dagger, thrust deep into the heart of trust. And in the confines of candle-lit chambers, alliances shiver under the weight of potential betrayal. Charles paces these corridors of power, his reflection haunted by thoughts unspoken yet palpable. The past seems to breathe heavily upon the present, casting shadows that stretch far into the corridors, where whispers echo off marbled floors, bringing forth tales of treachery. Yet deeper into this unfolding drama, clandestine meetings cast a harsh light upon the faces of those he once held dear. In the flickering light of secrecy, truths are exchanged with trepidation, each word a raw nerve exposed amongst trusted counsel. Shocking were his discoveries, as hidden agendas revealed themselves through guarded confessions. Trust, once a shield, now a fragile pretense crumbling under the weight of hidden motives. And among these gathered confidants, loyalty becomes a currency worth more than blood. Even more disturbing were the forgotten documents unearthed, ink still vibrant against the parchment of revolution. Each stroke of the quill, once thought lost to time, re-emerges like specters to implicate key figures in acts of shocking darkness. The implications are staggering. Bodies writhe beneath the crown's shelter, eyes finally forced open to the rot beneath the gilding. Formerly eradicated evidence now surges forward, a torrent threatening to drown once unchecked ambition. Within the royal guard, debates turn fervent, as the air grows thick with tension. No longer can ignorance serve as bliss, when revelations risk the very essence of order. The walls hum with anticipation, as every doorway seems to conceal both ally and adversary. Tension mounts to feverish heights, the impending confrontation as unavoidable as it is monumental. As torches flicker and eyes shift with unease, the guards whisper of actions that might either preserve or doom the monarchy's heart. With the truth now shining starkly, an explosive face-off looms, one that could reshape the monarchy's legacy from here on out. A confrontation in the most intimate of settings takes on Shakespearean proportions as truths bare their claws in a deadly dance of words. The air is thick with tension, a potent blend of raw emotion and unspoken grievances. In one corner of the room stands King Charles, his eyes piercing with the weight of a ruler and a figure of patriarchal lineage held to unwritten contracts. Across from him, Camilla's gaze wavers between defiance and the desperate need for understanding. Between them and around them, participants who have played their parts in this royal melodrama exchange glances, their faces a petrified mix of guilt and anticipation. Here, in this inner sanctum, the faint rustle of whispers turns into the stormy tempests of accusations that leave scars more profound than any sword. Heartbeats echo like ominous drums, a prelude to the symphony of confessions that, once uttered, could never be unsaid. It is an electric atmosphere, alive with the crackling energy of unvoiced secrets finally cast into the light. Accusations fly with a fierceness that shocks even the seasoned members of this royal tableau. Each spoken word lands like a heavy blow, resonating through bones and aspirations alike. The confessions, each marked by their chilling sincerity, hang in the air. Amidst this verbal warfare, familial ties fray and tremble, long-held alliances strain, threatening to break completely. The weight of betrayal is a palpable entity within the space, suffusing the high-ceilinged majesty of the room with shadows that will never fully dissipate. As the room teeters on the edge of chaos, King Charles issues an authoritative command for honesty, a demand that cuts through the volatile air with the precision of a royal decree. His voice, infused with the gravitas of a king, a father, and a husband, implores those present to strip away the veils of deceit. It is a voice that cracks through the clouded haze of the moment, powerful and impelling, exuding a strength that knows the repercussions of falsehood better than any assembled here. But this voice, regal in authority, is heavy with a compendium of emotions. These emotions, both old and new, muddle with his call for transparency, wrestling for dominance. Caught in this maelstrom is Camilla. The tempest ensnares her, forcing a precarious dance along the precipice of ruin and redemption. She stands with resolve yet uncertainty, caught between the crumbling edifice of love she's fought to sustain and the need to defend her narrative, a narrative that is as fragile as fine porcelain in the storm. Each word she delivers carries the weight of her heart, a shield and a sword in this battle of truths. Her story, interwoven with the complexities of her position, sweeps over the gallery of expectant faces like a cathartic monologue. The struggle for equilibrium between her truths and those of others is more enduring than the stones that house this dynasty. With a finality that quivers like a closing curtain, the meeting edges to its conclusion. Yet not all depart unscathed, a less noticeable fracture here. A chasm their relationships, the very foundations of this august monarchy, shudder under their new burdens and stresses. It is a moment no grand gesture can conceal. The constructs of loyalties and kin are perpetually altered. As the last words are spoken and silence reacquaints itself within the chamber, there lies a poignant understanding. What was once perceived to be inviolable has been shaken to its core, never to fully return to its erstwhile form. The world remains oblivious to the gravity behind gilded curtains, yet as these figures step back into the light, questions pour unbidden. Is there still a path to salvation for the troubled royals? As the dust settles, a startling new normal grips the kingdom. But while ancient crowns may endure, they are not impervious to the gales of change. How does a once unshakable dynasty carry forward amid ripples of its own making? The air is thick with a potent mix of anticipation and apprehension. The once loyal subjects now wear skeptical eyes as murmurings snake through the streets and echo in royal corridors. This monarchy, steadfast for centuries, finds itself under the relentless glare of modern media scrutiny. Scandals untangling at the edges, slowly unraveling the tapestry of an institution once thought invincible. Whispers grow louder, doubts burrow deeper as if the ancient stones of the palace themselves tremble. Across oceans and borders, the impact reverberates. Royal relations, once pillars of global diplomacy, stand on precarious ground. The firm handshake of alliances appears less certain as revelations cast shadows long enough to bridge continents. Leaders and commoners alike watch, judge, and speculate. Strained ties with traditional allies add an element of unpredictability, urging even the most reserved diplomats to reconsider their strategies. Amidst this turbulent sea, Prospects of reform brush against the fabric of the monarchy like autumn leaves against a windowpane, delicate yet insistent. The idea of change hovers over the crown, a spectral harbinger whispering of relevancy and survival, or diminish and oblivion. Every gaze, every question births an unsettling prospect. Is mere tradition enough in the face of an evolving world? Within this public panorama are intimate struggles that mirror the greater turmoil. Charles, a figure of contemplation weighed down by robes that carry more than mere ceremony, peers into time's mirror. Resolute yet burdened, he reflects on paths not taken, decisions ahead, and a legacy unfinished. Camilla, seeking redemption and understanding, embarks on a journey less seen, more felt an inner crusade to balance public scrutiny with private self-knowing. Their individual stories, woven with threads of regret and hope, speak of a humanizes monarchy clinging to dignity in the storm. Yet the question lingers like an unfinished anthem: how might the monarchy adapt, or challenge its very existence, amidst changing societal expectations? The forces of modernity are unforgiving, demanding authenticity and transparency in exchange for reverence and relevance. The throne, its occupants, and its legacy stand at a crossroads, a testament to history and a tribute to future expectation. Will it chart a path that honors both tradition and innovation, or ignore the ripples, letting them gain momentum to become waves of irrevocable change? As the final chapter unfolds and the kingdom watches, only time will tell whether shadows can dissipate from royal lineage or merge into a vibrant legacy reborn. The choices made now, on this precipice of renewal or resignation, will echo through corridors time-honored and hallowed, forming the silhouette of a monarchy reborn or resigned to the pages of history. In the echoes of scandal and reconciliation, the pages of history turn to embrace futures undefined. What will cement itself as legacy in the changing winds over an ancient dynasty, and how will tomorrow remember it? In the heart of the kingdom, Charles and Camilla stand as pillars of a complex time, pondering their place in a world that demands both reverence and renewal. Their journey, fraught with whispered rumors and public scrutiny, now settles into contemplative silence. Here, amidst the grandeur and shadows of the palace, they muse upon the philosophical touchstones of legacy. Can traditional power embrace the new, progressive winds that sweep across the land? Their enduring affection, born amidst tumult and loyalty, serves as testimony to a love unyielding, challenging the storm's fury. Yet, in the quiet moments, they both acknowledge that the monarchy's path forward demands a reinvention. Step by step, the monarchy redefines its objectives, seeking relevance in an evolving society that questions the very foundations upon which it stands. And as the institution reshapes its public persona, it casts a youthful silhouette against the bold backdrop of innovation and sacred heritage. Time, ever the patient observer, waits in the shadows, guarding the right to judge their actions. Will this melancholic narrative inspire the loyalty of a nation, or fade like whispers on the wind? Here lies the heart of the tale, a redefinition of public understanding, where loyalty is not a given but an earned symphony of deeds and destiny. In their hands, they hold the strands of history intertwined with hope, poised to weave a future distinct from the whispers of yesterday. The palace, stoic against the night, stands as a haunting symbol of endurance, swayed by the unseen hands of change. In this era of uncertainty, they stand against the horizon monarchs, and those yet to come resolved to carve a legacy defying the betrayals and whispers behind their gilded walls.